All right, we're back. What's up, everybody?
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, not much, man. Episode 23.
Hell
Michael
yeah.
Jordan episode.
Gonna be the best.
Tyler and Greyson episode.
Gonna be the GOAT. Best of all time.
The greatest of all time. But this is the one that's gonna break it. Brandon ain't here.
Right.
So
He's gonna be so bummed. I'm all relaxed because I'm back from vacation and just better. It's really relaxing, so ready to rock and roll.
Hey, Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flicker. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up. Look.
Critically Unacclaimed Podcast. I am Tyler, and I am here with Greyson.
Yo, what's up?
Producer co-host today. Brandon's out. He's
Man, how
coming back from New Orleans.
How pumped was Brandon to be the producer?
He was pretty pumped.
He seemed really excited about it.
Yeah, getting to do it 2 weeks in a row. But I'm glad you're back, Greyson.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here.
You know, I haven't listened to the intro music in the last 2 weeks, and it's nice that you're back and we have that capability again.
Right. I need to throw that up on the Google Drive so everybody can get it.
Well, I don't know if me and Brandon would figured out how to use it anyway, even if it was on there. So I don't know if that's really a concern.
I did love that you guys called me the technology director, the technical director, because
we did, yeah.
That is one of those. That's a title that is so much more advanced than the actual position.
Especially when we were doing that guest spot on the Cinna Screwed podcast.
Right.
We were talking to those guys, and we were like, guys, our tech guy is gone. Like, he's not here. Like, we don't know what you guys are wanting us to do.
And I feel like all I do is just push the button. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's more of like the editing stuff. Like, I mean, I hope I did a worthy job while you were gone.
No, it was great.
But you do such a better job, and it also takes me forever. And I know I've seen you do it. You just whip it out in like 20, 30 minutes.
Well, I got my workflow built out. The first few times it's a lot more difficult, like anything.
But I still don't even know how to do stuff. Like like I'm still like trying to figure it out.
I'll start selling some tutorials. That's what that can be my. I heard you guys talking about your solo projects. I'll start selling tutorials on how to edit a podcast.
You do a Skillshare.
Yeah, there you go, Skillshare.
Like do a Skillshare class.
That's so like.
I've used those. I did it for photography. It was actually pretty good. They're actually pretty informative.
Yeah, no, I
learning Photoshop and stuff.
I watch a crap ton of YouTube tutorials style videos. Like, huge fan. Like, anytime I want to learn about a new software, I'll usually pull up like some really good basic intro videos, like Autodesk Sketch here recently. I don't know if you saw me digging on my laptop. That's like a cool like drawing tablet or note taking tablet. I just wanted to know more about it, so I pulled up like four or five YouTubes.
I pulled up YouTube for Audacity just to learn kind of the basic principles and stuff like that,
Right.
You kind of run it through, but like, sometimes I need to pause it and like try it and then see like, okay, what did that guy do again, but which actually was pretty helpful. Like, but the Skillshare thing, just maybe a word of advice or anything like that. These YouTubers who are like, hey, you can get like 3 months for free or whatever. That's kind of worth it, man.
Right.
Like that's what I did. One of the guys that I watch all the time, Peter McKinnon, he was like, "Oh, here's a Skillshare code for 3 months free," and
in 3 months you can develop a skill well enough that you can get an entry level.
You
job.
really can.
You
like,
really could.
And do some like you can even do trainings and then take a certification test
on
some stuff and like if you pass, you can get a
a decent job, or graphic
like coding
design.
or graphic design. Like there's like little certifications you can get that might lead to something. Yeah,
or you could do freelance stuff. Go to
I did photography in the for the Photoshop, and it worked really well. Like I mean, it really did break it down just into like the stupidest, lamest terms to where about anybody could use it.
Or have you ever used the service Fiverr, or have you ever heard of what that is?
No, I haven't.
So it's like a service for creative types, and you can say I draw portraits of pets, and then someone's like, oh, I'll use your service. It's like, okay, I will devote a 3-hour portrait of your pet, and that will cost this much money if you want to do that. Or you can shop around. You could say like, you're an animator and you have an animated skit that you've done and you want voice actors. You can post, I'm looking for 3 different types of voice actors to voice these types of characters, and then those types of creatives can be like, yeah, I can do that for this much money, or I can do it for this much money. And then you can look at their body of work to see if they're any good. It's a pretty interesting service. I've never used it before. I've just seen
that's similar to my new job, kind of what my new company does. But yeah, that's they it's a kind of similar website for that kind of stuff. But
I think that's like the future of employment, because you develop this body of skills, and then like usually I don't know, like
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, like really, because like what it kind of, especially if we don't go to like a single payer medical system, because it almost means that like everybody will just not have insurance,
and that's kind of what that's why everybody gets a job, right?
I think that may be why people are scared about the single payer. Maybe they think that it keeps people in work, being having it kind of attached to your job, to where you're not as free to go out and pursue those like little endeavors and stuff like that.
That is part of it, because that was one of the draws of health of jobs. A job would say, "Hey, I have these really
benefits, right?
I have these really great health benefits." Whereas now, like, since it's required to have health insurance, that's no longer a benefit of working at an employer, because they have to provide you that. Sure, you still pay for it, and there's still other places that have better insurances, but it's no longer like that big of a draw. It also only applies to full-time employees. So if you're part-time,
you're kind of fucked anyway.
You don't break your leg.
Yeah, don't get cancer.
Yeah, even worse. Yeah, that's.
But yeah, so you were on vacation,
right? Yeah, I was up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle visiting some family. My first time ever up in Pacific Northwest, and it is a wild environment. I understand why people believe in Bigfoot, because it's just like an old forest, like everywhere. So like we landed in the airport and like rented a car and like driving down the highway that's in a forest, like huge trees, like
you showed me some video. It looks pretty sick up there. Yeah, like it's mountains
and like that was further out of the city, but even like driving to Seattle proper, which it's a gigantic place. Like I was up north of Seattle with my sister-in-law. But no, it was really cool to see like old forest like that. We just don't. Our forest doesn't look like that at all. It was funny. I was talking to her boyfriend there, and like, those trees look really close to the power line. He's like, oh no, they're always out here like trimming it, keeping trees from growing into the power lines. I'm like, oh, in Missouri, if it gets like 5 feet into a power line, like they just like clear the whole forest out. Like they clear out a huge swatch. Like, oh no, we do lots of tree maintenance to keep it all, like the tree can still grow, but they keep it from growing into things. I'm like, wow, that's
different.
That's a different philosophy.
We cut that shit down. Yeah, we burn it for firewood.
Exactly, we burn it.
Use it for fence posts.
But they that's part of their culture, is to preserve all that. It's a very blue state as well. Also Puget Sound.
It's one of the super liberal cities, I know.
It most certainly is. Puget Sound, like the ocean flows into the little area, so it's like a mixture of salt and like fresh water. And like that was kind of interesting to see, because like we don't have a bay or like a water feature that we can like drive and like look around and see. That's one thing that's interesting about the Ozarks. Like when you look at our skyline, it's like the trees around you.
Yeah.
Whereas out in Seattle, you can go look and you see like Mount Rainier off in the distance, and then the Puget Sounds are like tons of water. So like that's kind of a crazy thing to see. Which is completely different.
So you just hear water all the time?
Not all the time. Like, if you have to be closer.
I was like, man, it'd make me just like piss myself.
Like there was lots of bridges over water. We took a ferry one time.
Oh, that's cool.
That was pretty, because it was either going to be like a 2-hour car ride through traffic, or we can pay whatever it was to ride the ferry back. And it was like a 20-30 minute ferry ride. Like, yeah, let's do that. And
it's both ways too, right? Don't you pay? It's like a one fee for both ways.
We only rode the ferry to get back home. We drove because we went to this place called Deception Pass. It's a lake out in the mountain. So we drove out there because it's a beautiful drive, and traffic wasn't too bad. Like it did eventually turn into traffic, but then coming back, because it's the evening and everybody's leaving, and so we took the ferry. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You don't remember how much it was?
Oh, it was like $30, $40.
Oh, that's
it was not bad at all.
That's way worth it.
And
I mean,
like,
you might save that in almost gas.
yeah, it was just stop and go traffic is
Yeah.
what you'd have to deal with. So it wasn't.
Yeah,
it was
fuck
just
that.
time.
No, I'd pay $30 for that, and for the experience, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, part of it was like, have you ever been on a ferry before that?
Never like. Oh, maybe when I was a real little kid.
I feel like
but-
maybe at Branson I did something like that, but
Yeah, I think they used to have like a ferry way back in the day. Rather,
and they have like I don't think I ever been on the showboat Branson Bell down there.
I haven't either.
But I did do the ducks.
Uh-oh.
You said, "Uh-oh."
Made it.
Yeah, I'm safe. I was safe.
Made it out alive.
That's a crazy deal.
I
I know, but people.
What's messed up? It was only one accident that I
There's
heard
only
about,
one ever.
but it was one real bad.
Oh
accident.
man! So like, how many people was it?
It was like 11 people, like 9 to 11 people, and it was an entire family.
Yes.
Like
Only the mom survived,
Yeah, it was-
right?
yeah.
Or and maybe one of the kid, like
Yeah.
one kid and the mom. But yeah, so basically
So
these
messed
what it
up.
is, these ducks from World War II, they are recommissioned and they've been around for years down in Branson, Missouri. And they go out on Table Rock Lake and they putt around the lake and shit for a while, and then they come back in. And these ducks, they're like
It's
an
an
amphibious,
it's an amphibious
vehicle.
vehicle. They used
So-
them in Vietnam, but they failed because one, they're bad at driving on land, and they're also bad at being a boat.
Yeah, they don't do
They
either
don't
one
do
very
either
good.
very
They do
well.
both,
Yeah.
but none of them they're great at. I thought they were older than that. I thought they used them in
So
World War II
they
too.
did. I think they started towards the end of World War II, and then
They really started using them in Vietnam until they found out they sucked.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, we're just going to give these to these people Branson to
right,
use
they'll buy
as
'em up.
tourists.
Now that
Things.
and like they don't do bad in any type of waves or rough water. So like the day that they had the bad accident, there was a storm that blew in and it sank.
Yeah,
and
it sank the
there were
duck.
no life vest in the boat.
And that's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
Is there wasn't enough life vests. There was some, but there wasn't enough, and there was a bunch of confusion.
And the captain told
Like-
everybody to stay on the boat while it sank. Like it was just a terrible ordeal. Like it was bad.
Yeah, it was just that there was so much confusion going on. People didn't know what to do, and it just like, oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got talking about this, but like, yeah,
Yeah, you started talking. You rode the boat, and I said, "Uh-oh."
yeah.
It happens.
Oh, man. But I made it safe and sound. I thought it was really cool.
I bet it was awesome.
Yeah.
I probably rode one back in the day as a kid.
I'd do it again. I'll be real honest with you. Like at the whole, like you said, that's the only time I've ever seen that.
That's the only one I've heard
and
of.
you know that they've like tightened up their shit since then.
Right.
Like that was just a few years ago.
When all that stuff went down, I did recall seeing that there's been a few incidences like that have happened over like the past like 10 years, but not a ton. Like I'm sure more people get.
I had never heard anything
Killed
about
by-
the ducks. Like
It wasn't.
down
It
there.
wasn't in Branson. It was other
other places.
businesses that were rocking that.
But I mean, Branson, that thing's got to been around for 40, 50 years, like if
It's
not
been around
longer.
for a while.
I've never heard of anybody getting hurt on
Mm-hmm.
those. But I mean, it's like Table Rock. It's not even like that choppy of a lake. It's a pretty calm lake.
Right.
It was just a freak deal.
A storm blew in like out of nowhere.
Like,
I also went to while I was up in Seattle. There was the Pike Street Market, so it's a big open air like farmer style market. So there's
that's cool. Is that where they throw the fish?
that is exactly where they
Oh,
throw the
that's
fish.
cool.
We went. It wasn't super busy, so they weren't throwing fish that day. At least I didn't see them. I bought some morels. They had fresh morels
nice.
for sale. They were $82 a pound. I didn't buy a whole pound, but I did buy.
How much you buy? Half pound?
Oh, I bought like 5 or 6 just to cook for like everybody in the house.
gotcha.
Like we weren't like making a huge
Big ones?
meal out of them. Yeah, they had some good size ones, like anywhere to like 6-inch was probably about the biggest one height wise.
That's good size.
It's good size. And then we got a couple little ones. We bought rainbow carrots, so there were purple, red, and orange carrots.
Oh, cool.
We got a purple cauliflower and then young broccoli, which was very, very good.
All organic.
Yeah, all like freshly grown.
It's like
from
the
super like,
super
fancy.
liberals.
Pretty much.
Hippies.
There was also fresh flowers. There were a couple fresh flower stands, and we bought some fresh flowers. A smoothie stand, so they had a bunch of fresh produce.
Is everything like super overpriced?
Everything was expensive. Like
I know
it was
Seattle's
all
supposed to be pretty high anyway, right?
So it's funny the things that I look at to gauge prices. Gas. I look at gas. Gas was like $4 a gallon, like $3.60, $3.80. I think $3.65 was
For
about,
87.
Yeah, for regular 87. And then there were a couple places that was like $4 a gallon, and then cigarettes were $10 a pack.
Oh fuck! Goddamn.
Yeah, but again, I could see that it's because it's a super liberal area. They put a bunch of taxes and stuff like that on them. It's weird. Those are the things that I gauge. I don't smoke cigarettes like that, but it is. I do look at the cigarette prices. Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately do smoke cigarettes.
Right. I used to back in the
day. I
cut
back a lot though. It's only a couple packs a week.
Right.
So.
I'm trying to cut back
Sue me.
On the e-cig too. That's one thing I'm slowly weaning myself off of.
Man, I just never got down on the e-cig. Yeah. Like I've tried them before, but I always like felt like I would use it and then it would make me crave cigarettes.
Right. Right now I'm on like that. I tell myself I'm on the end of it. I'll go for like 3 or 4 weeks with no e-cig, and then I'll just like one day like, yeah, I want to start it again, and I'll start back up, and then like nothing ever changed.
What do you Juul?
I like your own rig that you can fill up with juice. And
I use the Juul, Juul pods. It's just too convenient.
Yeah, I liked it. It was just so much money, so much waste. I felt bad about.
I do feel bad about that, honestly. And I don't like them. I don't use them very often. Like I said, I just keep smoking. I did switch to the American Spirits,
right,
you know,
the nice ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cut back a lot. So
yeah, back in the day, I used to smoke the Camels. That was my.
That was same. Yeah.
That was my one.
The old Camel Lights, but then Obama changed them to like a color. It's like I don't even know.
Right.
Like there's like Camel Brown or something. I don't know.
Who knows anymore?
I don't know. Don't talk about cigarettes.
Now I'm into Starburst.
You just chill on Starburst.
Right.
Nice.
No, I recommend everybody should go on vacation. Like it's travel around. It's cool. Plane tickets were cheap at the time. They're going back up again. I was fully vaccinated, so that I wasn't super concerned. Did have to wear.
I think if you're fully vaxxed, you're good to go. I know they said there was a little bit of a spike.
Right.
I think it's all the people, all the anti-vaxxers and shit.
Did have to mask up for the plane, and Washington has a much different feeling about masks. I saw many people outside by themselves wearing a mask.
Nice.
It was like very good. Like
I
saw a kid at a playground sitting up like on top of playground equipment playing on a Nintendo Switch or something, wearing a mask. Like no other buddy in sight.
You know, that's one of the things that reason I decided to go ahead and get the vaccine is just like all these people, none of them around here wear fucking masks. So I was wearing mine, and you know, and like nobody else was. So it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I wearing it and nobody else is gonna wear it, right? Like, I don't know. I know it does help. Like I'm not trying to be an idiot, but I was like, I'm just gonna get my vaccine.
Does it?
Yeah,
it's like
that's the thing. Like it really wasn't like, and we could see that it wasn't helping. Like if it wasn't for getting everybody vaccinated and stuff, we'd have it'd still be a problem. Like,
and like it's weird to think. I think the national average is like 60% of people are vaccinated, and then in Missouri it's like 30.
I know, it's crazy. I haven't got my second one yet, so I'm like only 85%. I haven't got up in the 90s yet.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. But I'm gonna take a vacation next year. It's been a long. Fuck me, I don't think I've went on like little weekend trips and stuff, but I've never like taken like a week off, went somewhere and just hung out. And
really should. Like there's one thing I like about being in Springfield is we're in the middle of the country, so a 10-hour drive gets you to a huge variety of different places too. Like you can get to I don't think you can get to the beach in 10 hours, but in like 22 you could get to the beach. In 10 like you can get to like Central Arkansas, you can get to Texas, you can get past Memphis, you can get up to like the Smoky Mountains, you can get up to like Nebraska.
I want to go to Colorado. It's about 14.
You could get close.
So I'm gonna drive like that because I'm gonna go fishing and stuff. So I got to bring all my shit, and I don't want to take it on a plane.
I recommend going through Oklahoma and just paying for the tolls because you can drive really fast and get there quicker. There's nothing to look at. But again, it's better than Texas, in my opinion.
Going to Colorado?
Yeah.
How do you? I figure you just go through Kansas, right?
Yeah. You could. Kansas, they don't have the toll road, so you don't get to drive quite as fast. You can drive completely through Oklahoma all the way through the Panhandle to get to Texas.
or to get to Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. Sorry,
Like,
that's the route. I also,
I guess it'd be like depending on where I'm going, right?
I tend to go to more southern Colorado too.
Okay,
So
I
like
gotcha.
if you're going to like probably the Denver area,
I don't know yet.
yeah. I would.
I kind of don't like going through Kansas.
Kansas sucks. It's.
I might
super
want to
flat.
bring back like a few, of the native fairs around there.
Right.
And I hear Kansas is like really, they don't
Really
like
ain't.
Colorado's native fairs.
Every single one of those states hate all that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas.
I've heard Oklahoma's easy though.
The thing with
They're not as
Oklahoma,
dicks.
you're on a turnpike, so it's a paid toll road. So to get pulled over, you would have to be going like 95 to 100 miles per hour, or driving recklessly. And you're paying, and you're less likely to get pulled over because you're paying a toll. Like you're
I don't
paying
know.
for the privilege to drive on that road.
Like I'm just talking about bringing back, Colorado strawberries.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would be so worried about it.
They're
but
maple syrup, right?
yes, maple syrup too.
They do
Maybe
have,
some trouts.
firewood. You're not supposed to bring firewood from other states.
I know, and I love some driftwood, and I might try to find some and bring that back. I don't want to get caught with that shit.
Sometimes they get a little wary with like regular produce too, because it could bring in like a weird parasite. Or,
Weird critters and stuff like that.
Hawaii is super strict with that, but again, they live
Well,
on.
that could fuck up the whole ecosystem.
They live on an island, so like, yeah, if you bring a garter snake, you've just decimated a population of something.
Yeah, you just now everything's fucking dead. Like all these little creatures are dead that lives there natively. Yeah. All these like a certain bird that was super rare is fucking like.
Yeah, there's very few creatures that are actually native to Hawaii because it's an island. There's a few. There's a handful that. I don't know.
I think I seen
there,
The
like
Rock
birds.
had like a fucking badass like pond, river, lake structure thing that he built in Hawaii at his like thing, and he had it stocked with all these like big ass fucking bass and shit that he feeds, and
that's cool.
he caught one out of there, and that fucking thing was like 6 to 7 pounds. Like I was like, holy shit. But yeah, like there's no largemouth bass in Hawaii. Like he had to bring all that shit from.
I don't think largemouth are native over there.
No, but that's pretty cool though. But he said it had a ton of different type of bass.
There has to
in
be
it.
some type of native man.
Like some kind of freshwater
what?
fish.
At the same time,
probably
like,
not.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some more research. But at the same
watch largemouth be like native to Hawaii. I don't know.
There's like large and smallmouth in Vietnam, and
I know that's crazy.
there's
Yeah, you're right.
Same thing
like,
with trout and sunfish. And
there's
perch.
trout. Rainbows are all over
Like
the world.
that.
But it's crazy. They did put a lot of rainbows just like all over the world. Yeah, from America, and that's why they
Didn't New Zealand get stocked with.
all of it, yeah. And now they're like fucking massive, and they're all wild, like rainbow. Like New
That's
Zealand is literally like a mecca
huge
for
fishing
trout fishing,
destination.
and fly fishing.
So much of it's untouched too.
Did you know there's no like this? I mean, this sounds awesome. Like if you're an outdoors person, there's no like bugs or snakes.
That is pretty
Like
cool.
there's like
it's also an island.
It's an island, yeah. So there's like there's no snakes, there's no bugs, there's no spiders, there's nothing like crazy there. There's no like centipedes or anything.
Well,
there's like butterflies and like it's literally like like a fairy tale land there.
There are orcs there though.
yeah.
Orcs and hobbits.
Some centaurs. You might run into a centaur.
Well, New Zealand's where they filmed all the Lord of the Rings stuff. So,
dude, it's so beautiful. There's a YouTube channel I watched, and the guy fly fishes there, and he's from New Zealand, so he's got the accent and shit. But it just, I don't know, it's a cool video, cool place. It's like there'll be like palm trees and cedar trees all in the same spot. Wow. It like looks really weird. I don't even know if they're palm trees. I say that they look fucking like weird. And then like there's a cedar tree there too, and it's just like this looks like Lord of the Rings type shit.
Washington had a lot of ferns, which we don't have any ferns.
Oh
here.
yeah,
so that was really cool to see, like just ferns everywhere. It's super humid. And it's like swampy, and
those are just like big cedars, right? Ferns?
No, it's like a leaf plant.
Oh, is it?
Like
like where the red fern grows and shit. Yeah,
right,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They grow in like humid, foresty type of. There's lots of moss is all over everything. I can also see vampires because.
Did they glitter?
They did glitter.
Did they? They
glitter. My sister-in-law did want to take us to Forks, Washington, where they filmed Twilight.
It's kind of cool that they filmed it in actual Forks. Like I didn't know that. That's kind of legit. I figured that was just a made up place.
Nah, they filmed some of it, but at this I watch the movies. I'm not like a diehard Twilight.
No, never. I do watch them every few years just to remind myself how bad they are. like every 4 years, I'll watch them.
Yeah, like they have.
I guess
they have their.
I guess I've watched them twice. I watched them and then I rewatched them again during the pandemic.
It's a movie that I think I'm just too old for now, right?
They're terrible. Like they are not good. Like none of them's good. Like the ending in the last one was such a cop out, and people seemed like they loved it. And I was like, this is worse than Game of Thrones.
I liked the big battle, but I don't recall.
Yeah, but it's all made up.
Yeah, I don't recall how it. I don't know how it resolved. I just thought it was a cool battle.
I don't know. It seemed like it was trying to be way too clever the way that they ended it, and it was just like, yeah, this is stupid.
Yeah, I did find out that part did not happen in the book.
Yeah, no, I guess it didn't. I didn't read the books. I'm not that into it.
My sister-in-law told me that as well. She was like, because I told her that was one of I enjoyed that.
Somebody was reading the books.
Battle.
This is where I was at on this shit. Okay, this girl I used to work with, she told me, she goes in the book that Bella had a kid, and then the kid grows and ages like super quickly, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. I'm never reading that book. Like that's stupid as shit.
Yeah, I was kind of in that same. Well, I did
the whole premise of that whole thing.
Yeah, that just sounded.
I don't know why are we doing a Twilight. Oh, because you were in Forks.
Yeah,
that's
Forks,
why
right.
you're in Washington thinking about going to Forks. I was like, oh, why do we bring this up? Like, I really do.
You were like, man, Twilight sucks. Why are we still talking about
yeah, why
this?
are we talking about this shit? But,
God.
So, also, you said you went floating.
I did. I went floating last weekend. It was delightful. Or not last weekend. I went floating yesterday.
No, like what the fuck?
I've been gone so long. No, yesterday because we got a nice day of weather and it's supposed to rain for the next week. It was nice, just little day float.
So you just like booze and like just like drink a little, and just like chill.
Right, just a couple beers, like floated around. I brought like a Lunchable. It was less than a day float in my opinion. We could have like paddled it in like 45 minutes to an hour.
So it was just a chill down the river.
Yeah, it was super duper chill. We took about like 2 hours, just like stopped at a couple gravel bars, like very little gravel bars, and swam. We brought the dog with us, threw some stuff in the water for her to chase after.
That's cool.
Good time.
Man, you said you went floating, and I just like, I never really like going floating. Like, I just like, I always like taking my time and just like going to a spot and just like if I was in a canoe, just maybe paddling up and down the river and just fishing, and like never really, like don't really like float down or anything. Like, and I don't really like drinking on the river. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not a huge drinker. Like there were people, like I say a couple beers, like people drank a couple beers.
Right.
I drank some Capri Suns. But
I would probably drink like one maybe, but
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna get shit faced.
I'm not looking to get like hammered, and like that's.
Have you been on those kind of?
Yeah, of course, and like if it was gonna be an overnight float, or I didn't have to like go or be anywhere, I would certainly be drinking and floating. That's my feeling of floating too. I like long floats. I like an overnight where you can take your time and kind of chill around on the river, get to a campsite.
Yeah, where you don't have to be somewhere at a certain time, right? Like,
don't have to get to that takeout and worry about like waiting for your shuttle and all that stuff.
That's kind of what I like as well. I don't
also like going with a like not a huge group, but a couple of people, and then you can kind of spread out along the river where people are like doing their own thing. So like if you want to fish, you can chill out and go fishing, and if you want to like paddle out and just be like straight about partying and
just
playing like my group usually brings like a baseball and some gloves, like they'll just throw a ball around, or some type of like activity you can do between the boat, or like I personally like fishing more, so I'll be dinking around and fishing and chilling. See,
that's what I like doing. No, like every time I've went on those like trips like that, float trips, though, there's just no fishing. There's no possible way of ever doing that. Like it just wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, no, we take our time. Like the group that I'm with is especially a slow floating group. Like well,
it's just like too hectic. Like the partying just gets too out of hand. People get too out of hand and rambunctious.
And that's stuff. If we're going to be partying, that'll be a camping. We will go to a campsite at somebody's place and party. Like
I was also pretty spoiled in the fact that growing up, I always had like this access to like a private area of river.
See, that's one thing. That's one of our friends. He has some really nice property on some creek front, and that's usually where we'll go and camp.
See that,
or like a friend with a farm. That's another
that way.
Good
that way, you're just not like running into a whole shit ton of other people and stuff. Like sometimes you go to some of these popular canoe spots down there, like, and it gets hectic, man. It gets crazy.
Forest rangers.
Like, oh yeah, you got to worry about the water patrol. It used to be water patrol. Now the water patrol got absorbed, and it's just highway patrol. So like it's a highway patrolman out there on a boat.
Arrest you now.
Yeah, that's fucked up kind of. But yeah, they definitely can and definitely will. So you got to be careful.
No, and I hear the Buffalo River is highly patrolled, and as it should be. Like it's
a huge river, and like a lot of people on it.
It's a national icon. Like it needs to be pristine.
And people can get hurt too.
Absolutely.
Like so like but I mean you can. I'm pretty sure you can drink and boat. But I know that like you can't have no glass. And
there's lots of rules to follow.
Yeah.
I was also talking to beer koozies. It has to be one of the thick foam ones that float. You can't have anything that's going to sink pretty much. Like you said, no glass bottles. There's a few things that are like you have to have a life jacket, have to have a trash bag. All of those things just to keep everybody safe, keep everything clean.
Keep everything picked up. I mean, dude, look at the plastic island in Texas. If you let people just do whatever they want, they'll trash the whole place and nobody ever come back. So.
Right. And it's funny to hear my group of friends talk about it's not a Missouri River unless you see a tire up on the side of it.
Oh, yeah, or a Busch Light can or something out there.
Yeah, there's plenty of cans
that pisses me off. So I think that's always like turned me away just because I've always like been like somebody who use the river for a different reason than just floating and drinking beer. And then I see like all the people who just do that and like all the shit they leave behind and it just kind of aggravates me.
It's such a trash bag move.
Hey, do you want to do Week in Geek?
For sure.
Let's do it.
What do we got for Week in Geek? I guess we'll have to find out.
Geeky. A fucking geek. Exactly. All right?
A fucking geek.
Just so you nerds are aware.
Week in Geek. So, Wednesday is Loki.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of wanted to see what you were kind of thinking with that show. Also, Black Widow I think comes out. It may be like it's maybe Wednesday or Friday. Like I don't know. It's
Probably
real close.
This week. Man,
I want to see that. Black
Loki
Widow is going to be
snuck up on me. I have not watched like any of the promotional Loki stuff. I have very little. I watched that first trailer.
It's all been really similar. Like nothing's been real new.
Okay, that's kind of good to know. But I don't have any idea what this show's going to be.
I don't either.
Other than
this is a bigger mindfuck than WandaVision.
Yeah,
I kind of knew. I had a good idea. Okay, like what was going on in WandaVision, even with it being the flashback episodes and stuff.
Right, and like you didn't know, like we didn't. No one knew what was going on in WandaVision until about like the third or fourth episode.
Yeah, but you had an idea that it was something to do with her magic, and she was creating this thing.
I see that.
And with Loki, like it's the Loki from like 2014 or 15, whenever Avengers, right, like was done. So it's the Loki from that year, and he's in this place, and he has like a job, or he's been given a job. I don't know, something
type of task.
Like it almost seems like a Doctor Who type of character,
right?
And I think we're gonna just see these like Doctor Who type of adventures. I don't know, but
I did recall from that trailer, like he's DB Cooper.
Yeah, he's DB Cooper as part of it. But they haven't confirmed any of this. It just looks like DB Cooper, like like the way he's dressed and like the things, kind of the timeline that it was going down. And then the you see the Bifrost open up and catch him out of midair.
I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, there's just so many things going on with that trailer. Like there seems to be some type of multiverse. So is it going to be?
It has to be like a multiverse timeline type thing. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I don't know. Like if he's hopping through different timelines to fix time or something. But
Owen Wilson's there.
Yeah,
I just watched.
He's Agent Morpheus, I think is who he plays.
Mobius.
Agent Mobius.
Yeah, because that has to do with a Mobius strip is like an infinity symbol.
Gotcha.
So it has something to do with time.
Man, something tells me from the comics I've heard of Mobius, but I can't remember who it is or what what he did or who he was or anything. But I'm sure he's probably some unknown character, like, you know.
Who's the vampire? Morpheus.
No,
Jared Leto movie.
Morbius. Michael Morbius.
Got it. No, sorry. That I was thinking we might have got those two characters confused.
What was the other one? Now I got the
Mobius
and Morbius. Huh.
That's a real twist of the tongue.
That fucks with me. I don't like it.
We just had to reboot our brains.
Yeah. It's like, I still don't get it.
We'll be back in 15 minutes. We need to cool down.
So real excited for Loki, and like it comes out on Wednesday, which is different too. Like I wonder why they're doing that. Why they switch up the time slot? I wonder if they think they'll get better ratings or something on it. Maybe they think people are going to be doing shit on the weekends. I don't know.
I wonder if there's something they're trying to compete with or draw attention away from,
or maybe just like take a spot that will dominate. Like, I don't know. I feel like that could. A lot of people are home on Wednesdays, right? It's hump day. Nobody's really doing shit. Like, they're planning for the weekend.
Church.
Long weekends, like a Thursday, Friday. Like, less and less people go to church, man.
That's
like,
the truth.
Shout out to everybody who goes to church. But also, like, Black Widow, I'm kind of more excited about than Loki, just because it's like really the first movie since Spider-Man.
Black Widow's been in the making for so freaking
long time
too.
And it should have come out a long time ago. I didn't know that. Did you see the Eternals trailer too, by the way?
I did watch that one. Yeah,
it's not bad. We'll talk about that one after this Black Widow thing. I don't
know anything about those characters, or
I'm not really sure nothing. Either.
Oh, Angelina Jolie's in it.
But I just want to know if Black Widow is set in current day or if it's set in the past.
Dude, we talked about that a little bit. I have got conflicting reports.
I have too, and I don't know. I just feel like if it was in the past, we would have seen Taskmaster again. And they talked about how Taskmaster is going to be like a villain moving forward, like part of like either the Thunderbolts or something like that. Like we've kind of, talked about, or previously on the show.
Yeah, and like the new big bad or new.
Yeah, it could be like, or the Thunderbolts could be like a Suicide Squad type team, right? Like I'm wondering how they're going to do. Do you think? I think that Taskmaster is going to be a chick.
Of course, it will be.
But it's a guy in the show. But I think in this, or in the comic book, I think in the movie it's going to be a chick, which is fine. That's cool. Sure, if that's what you want to do, I guess. Like, I mean, does it have to happen all the time? Like, like where they do this kind of stuff. I'm all for it, but when it just happens so much, it kind of loses its point. Like,
I think it works better for the character.
I thought
for it to be an adversary to Black Widow.
I don't. I think that it makes it better that it's a guy, because I think her fighting a man is better than her fighting a chick. Like, what? She's not tough enough to fight a man, so she has to fight another chick.
I don't think that's how it is.
Well, I mean, that's the way I'm kind of taking it, and just because I don't like it, and I think that's a good
right. Again, that's a good hill that you can
good hill.
On.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the analogy I was looking for, right. Grayson. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah,
I also like. Sorry to completely sidebar this. The episodes. You guys can't think of actors or movies to save your damn lives.
But let me ask you, how often do we just actually do we like know it, like in just normal conversation, and then we get on the podcast and we act like fucking idiots?
I was like, they don't know any movies.
Like, yeah, like we.
When you were trying to name
it's just like, what is this?
Action movies from the decades.
Like, yeah, it's just fuck it. Annoys the fuck out of me. Thank you for bringing that up. By the way.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry to sidebar you though.
Oh, but anyway. I thought that the gender switch and stuff like that was just fine for Flag Smasher, right? Like it being, instead of Carl Morgenthau, it was Carly Morgenthau. I thought that was cool. Like, that's fine. Like that, that's a chick, fighting a dude, and like
it also it made it not necessarily it being a female, but it being a young character, it being like a teen, 18, 19-year-old. Freedom fighter, like that really played well into that character.
So I hate that, and I'm hoping they don't do that, but I'm calling it that they did do that.
But women tend to be more people of action and the motivators in our society, and push to get things done.
Yeah, definitely are the motivators.
Right. Stacey Abrams got Georgia to
pussy makes the world go around.
I don't. Yeah, that's the truth. I think Beyonce said it best.
Oh, what
what you just said? That was.
Oh, is that what she said?
No, it was.
She got a line. I thought you might like throw like a badass Beyonce quote out or something, line their lyric or something.
The women run the world. She has a song.
Oh yeah.
Who run the world?
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. But yeah, so like super excited though about the Black Widow movie. Like I like the character Black Widow.
Me too.
And,
I'm excited to see because it's her family, if you will, to see
what's his name plays the Russian Captain America version.
Yeah, I've forgotten his name. If it's fine, I just made fun of you guys for that. Coop from Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's something starts with an H.
Hellboy.
No, he was Hellboy.
He was Hellboy.
But I think his last name starts. No.
Hawkins.
No. No, none of us have reached for our phones.
David Harbour.
It is Harbor.
Yeah,
that is what it is. Did you remember it?
I did remember it.
I was like, were you just holding this in, like trying to make us look good after calling us out, or did you or did you really know it? But yeah, that is it. I knew it started with an H, but I couldn't think of what it was. See, that's what I'm saying. I know the name, and then I literally get on here and I just blank the fuck out. But
it happens to the best of us.
Anyway, sue me. I've said that twice. I don't know that
Someone's gonna fucking sue you.
Somebody's gonna fucking sue me. Probably for something to do with Taskmaster. I don't know.
I was gonna say it's disenfranchised. You're gonna be held liable.
I'm gonna get canceled
for saying Taskmaster can't be a girl.
I just think it's worse. I think it kind of ruins
diminishes. It diminishes the badassness that is Black Widow.
And it yes, and not Taskmaster, but Black Widow.
Here I see it. We've seen Black Widow beat up plenty of guys. Like she took on Crossbones by herself.
Yeah, but she never really kicked anybody's ass. She always had to be bailed out by somebody. And like Taskmaster,
that's not her fault.
Kicking
that's
like
Josh Whedon's fault.
Her kicking Taskmaster's ass would be pretty legendary.
She's the only one that would approach the Hulk without I think she was braver than any other people that you see, because everybody else would run from the Hulk, where she's the only one that runs towards the Hulk.
No, she ran from the Hulk in Avengers.
That one when
he ran from the Hulk in Avengers.
At first, she
was trying to calm him down
until she saw that
wasn't going to work.
To bail.
Yeah, she had to fucking get the fuck out.
Whereas anybody else would have started with fighting.
It's one of the best scenes in any movie, though, is whenever she's running down that hallway and the Hulk's behind her and then kind of hits her.
Incredible CG.
It's
work.
Really good.
It is
it's
very
really cool.
Good.
It looks super sick. But yeah, okay. So the last thing is the Eternals trailer.
Okay. It looks good. I don't know anything about those characters. It was kind of weird to be like, we've existed forever.
So I want to say that they're like a group similar to
like the Watchers, maybe.
No,
not really.
I want to say like Inhumans, where like the Inhumans were created by the Kree, genetically engineering humans and then exposing them to this thing called Terrigen Mist.
Are they still on the moon in the MCU?
I don't think they're on the moon, period. I don't know where they're at.
There was the Eternal show.
No, that show's done.
Did they say that didn't really happen?
It did not. That show was doomed for me. We'll talk about that next. So, but I think they're similar to that. Where these are
I love Black Bolt.
Celestials created these. They created Internals, and then they created Deviants, and then supposedly they created humans, right?
Got it.
But Eternals are just really souped up humans, and they basically send Eternals out to help navigate humans in life and grow.
Okay.
And I think that in this one, something happened to where their memory gets wiped or something, to where they don't remember their purpose until maybe they get blipped, and then they come back, and then they remember who they are. I was kind of wondering if it ain't something like that, maybe.
So they're copying Prometheus, and they're just in the engineers that made humans.
Kind of like the the Celestials are, yeah.
That makes plenty of sense, where they've kind of forgot their purpose, and then after they came back from the blip,
Yeah, they remember who they are. That's kind of my guess. Like, again, that's just a theory. I think that would be easy to do. Like, and maybe they knew who they were the whole time, and maybe after they blipped or they seen what happened. The crazy part is the deviant is Thanos. Thanos is a deviant, and they're like in the comic book. That's who they fought was deviants. The cool thing too with this, it's got Rob Stark in it. What is it? Madsen is his name, right? I can't think of his first name, but
John.
Is it John Madsen? And then it also has Jon Snow.
Yep, Kit Harington.
Kit Harington, yep. And he's not an Eternal though. He plays I can't think of his fucking name, but he's the Black Knight. And he's got a really cool weapon called the Ebony Blade, and it's like this black, and he's like cursed.
Can't the Ebony Blade cut the Hulk?
Yes, the Ebony Blade is in the comic book. It's basically a Stormbreaker power weapon. That's best. And he's cursed to be the only person who could fucking hold it.
You're telling me that it's a Game of Thrones Marvel Universe crossover?
Basically, yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jon Snow will ride again.
They talk about how in the show, Rob tells John that the next time he sees him again, he'll be all in black. And then, now he's the Black Knight, so that may be true. But also that the love interest is a girl named Cersei, by the way, is a character named Cersei. And she's got a triangle between Jon Snow and Robb Stark. And they have this in the comic book, too. And the Black Knight's pretty cool fucking character. Like, he's a British hero, which is cool.
That is nice.
They don't have a lot of those. I'm pretty sure they continue to be in British, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what? I think that him being British makes it Americans be lesser. I'm just going to challenge your point to it being a female character earlier. Never mind.
Like, what do you mean? Like, the fact that he's British makes Captain America lesser?
Yep. I think that Black Knight needs to be American to be cool.
I think it's cooler that like knights originated in Britain, right? So I think it's cooler that he's over there. But
no, I agree. I would also like to see more British folk in the MCU. Like, who's the British Captain America? Isn't it like?
Oh, I can't even remember.
Big Ben.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something.
He's like Captain Britain.
Yeah, is it Captain Britain?
I think so.
Because he has like the stars and bars,
and his name's like Ben something another. Yeah.
No, I like seeing characters like that. I've also been hearing the rumors of Moon Knight.
Oh, Moon Knight's coming. We talked about that on the Cinescrew podcast. Oh, cool. Oscar Isaac is going to play him. That's pretty fucking sick.
That'll be good.
Like, I mean, I can't wait for that.
That's going to be an interesting movie. It's
going to be a Disney Plus show, dog.
Whoa.
Like, how are they going to do that show on Disney Plus? Like, Moon Knight's a really weird character for Disney Plus.
That's like the Spawn of.
It's pretty much. He's he's not like satanic really or anything. Like, that's more Ghost Rider, but he does dabble in like drugs and like killing people and doing some crazy
mentally
shit.
Unstable. Like, isn't he like schizophrenic? Or?
Yeah, and he does drugs and drinks and shit all the time because he is mentally unstable and he has all these problems. But he's got these like superpowers and shit that like with the moon, something with the moon that don't allow him to die or something. I don't remember what it is.
I remember I read a couple of his issues for the Marvel Civil War. He had a couple. I picked up issues where he was doing detective style work.
When was it? Back in like 2014, 15, somewhere around there. They did this relaunch of a lot of Marvel. They just did a whole bunch of number ones for a lot of new characters, and Moon Knight was one of them. And I picked it up and I read it. It was pretty good.
It was an interesting enough character. Nothing that I ever like kept with or.
Yeah, and I didn't really. It kind of just jumped into the Moon Knight story, so it didn't give a lot of background or anything about his powers that I can remember. But it was fun. It was a cool book, and it had really good art. So. It's weird. Like, I like comic books, even if the read was stupid. If they had cool art, I'd keep getting it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like, I like this guy.
I agree.
He draws well. Like,
I like his drawings.
I like his drawings of the way he draws Spider-Man. So I'm just gonna pay $3 every month to see it.
To see his drawings.
But
that's funny.
Yeah, that's fucking nerd fucking for you. But I don't have any comic books anymore. I sold those, and I'm not a nerd no more.
No, that's too bad. I did find some of those Spider Girl issues I was talking about. It was Spider Girl. My uncle used to collect those, and he gave me a bunch of.
Spider Girl. That's interesting. I wonder, were they pretty old?
They weren't like super duper old. They're probably from like 2000s era.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, those could be pretty cool.
I think it might have been Ultimate Spider-Girl.
Yeah.
I think I recall seeing
I think
Ultimate
it's probably, is it May Parker? Is that who it is?
I think so.
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
cool. Those are good. Yeah, it's a good story. Well, you know, they do these like Spider-Man like variants and stuff like that, and it's so crazy how some of them are fantastic. Like the Spider-Man 2099, if just like a little comic book recommendation, that guy's awesome. And then like the Ultimate Spider-Verse with Miles Morales is pretty good. That whole if you're looking for a good read, the Ultimate Miles Morales is great.
Spider-Man has a gigantic universe,
and
it's crazy.
It's not just like the Peter Parker stuff. That's all pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's my favorite one, but you can read any of them and they're all pretty good.
Right,
all these
all
different
great.
little variants, yeah.
And they're all Spider-Man at the core.
They are, yeah. And like I'm still wondering what they're going to do with this movie. I know they're supposed to be doing like an Into the Spider-Verse type of movie.
Right, the Far From Home.
That bring like the Far From Home is supposed to be bringing in all these different characters, and it's
that
almost
they
for
keep on
sure going to
saying.
happen, right? Because all these people are there.
Right, yeah,
but is it
they're
just going to be
saying
flashes? Is it going to be
Andrew
like quick
Garfield's supposed to be in it,
appearances?
Tobey Maguire.
Like, how
Doc
dominant
Ock.
are these roles? Like, I think Doc Ock could be a pretty prominent role, but I don't know about the other way around. I don't know how else it's like.
Yeah, I think having Sam Raimi involved with it is the best thing that the MCU's done in a little while.
Is he involved with this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know he's directing Doctor Strange.
That's what it is. He's doing Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But no, so having
Well, I guess that would make him pretty like a reliable source of information. Like if
for
he's part,
getting all of that.
if he's part of the MCU, going to be directing an MCU movie, he would probably help with like other MCU movies.
I thought that I heard some rumor that he had been.
It wouldn't surprise me if he wasn't. Maybe that's how they got connected to do the Doctor Strange movie, because that that was supposed to be done by somebody else, right? I forgot who was the director of the other one, but I guess he had a really different vision for this, so they cut him and they just basically brought in Raimi to do it. And like,
I'm excited to see what he'll do. He's phenomenal. He's great.
Dude, Raimi's awesome.
He's so far done some of the best Spider-Man movies.
Like, dude, like the
Evil
Spider-Man
Dead's
2 may be one of the best, like, just like superhero movies in general. It's kind of a classic, and if you go back and watch it, it's just a really good watch.
I think we need to do a deep dive on
the Sam Raimi.
Yep, Spider-Man 1, 2, 3.
We still haven't done our deep dive on Harry Potter that we need to do. So
the reason why we haven't is because Harry Potter movies are for the fall time.
I guess. So that is true. I haven't really been in the mood to watch Harry Potter,
no
and I
one's
usually
gonna watch Harry Potter in the middle of summer.
I do like Harry Potter around like Halloween and stuff. They are pretty good watches.
Like when the weather starts to change.
Also,
and
like,
the leaves.
I know this is so stupid, but Hocus Pocus.
They're getting a sequel.
I know, and I love that movie, dude. I know that's so
It's
stupid,
gonna be
but like as a little kid, that was one of my favorites. Like, I thought it was great.
Now, when Brandon gets back from his adventure, let's try to do a 3-part series on Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
That's awesome. I just watched them the other day. I watched Spider-Man 1 and 2 the other day.
It's been a really long time since I've watched any of this.
I like... man, that is good, because like I have such different varying opinions on 3. It's almost like the season 8 of Game of Thrones and Spider-Man 3.
Right. You love parts of it.
Yes, like
but the parts that you hate are so bad that they make it want you to cut your face off.
I just fucking hate it. You know, I heard that they're doing on just kind of, more geek talk that I heard about. They're going to end up including Spider-Man in that Venom sequel.
Huh.
And they're going to be talking about him the whole time, and he's going to have an appearance. And I'm just wondering how they're going to do that, like how they're going to tie that together.
So
if Spider-Man will have the symbiote, or if he won't.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Is the symbiote going to be like, I wonder who this person is. Should I care about him? No.
The only thing that I could think of is maybe like they do something to where Eddie wants to get rid of it, so he gets rid of it, and they kind of reverse it, and then Spider-Man gets it, and then it really wants Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man gets rid of it, and then
it slithers back to Brock.
Yeah, and like Eddie wanted it back, but it didn't come back because it wanted Spider-Man, and then they're both pissed off because Peter wouldn't give it back. So that creates the tension. The tension.
Eddie Brock gets in a terrible accident that's caused by Spider-Man, and he loses his legs. And so then you get kind of an Agent Venom.
Agent Venom is one of my favorites. I hope they don't do that because that would be sick.
I know.
But Flash Thompson is also this like dorky kid in this MCU, so I don't think we're ever going to get
He's
that.
still a bully, though. But yeah, you're right. He's not going to go be a war hero.
I don't know. That one dude, the dude who's in Eternals,
Right.
what's his name?
Camille Nanjiani.
Dude, that guy got fucking jacked, man. He's like, he fucking
did you see
got
that picture,
ripped.
the final set photo with Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi?
Oh, yeah. Dude, everybody was talking about fucking Thor's arms. They're just like, holy fucking shit.
It's
it's not Fat Thor anymore.
It's a 55-inch televition. That's what it is. Good God, man. You could project the movie on his forearm, on his bicep.
Do you think it has to be like, you know, like all these celebrities, you know, they're able to get really jacked and stuff like that. Like, what's his name? Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, Chris Pratt.
You know, he was a chunky dude, and like he ended up going and getting jacked for Guardians. But I mean, when you have that kind of time,
right,
and you know that like all I have to do now is just like eat right, and I make a lot of money, like this becomes like a part of your job.
Right. It's just like we've talked about before. If you had
time, resources,
40 hours a week to devote to something, you'd get good at it.
And that's what they do, right? They just take like 3 or 4 months. They train. That's all they're doing.
They also have access to get really good food. Food and trainers are the big thing. Like getting a healthy diet that allows your body to process.
Yeah, and they're probably making enough money for like 6 months. They just pay like a chef, like you know, like 60, 70 grand and cook all their shit.
And it's probably not the actor paying for it.
Probably the studio.
It's part of the contract. The studio is paying for all of that.
See that, like,
but it's also at the same time, I bet he doesn't get to eat a cupcake for the 9 months to a year that they're filming and making appearances.
Well, you know,
or like getting any types of
Chris Evans was talking about that though. He said that once they start filming, a lot of people do start doing that, and that's why they try to get like a lot of like up close and like shirtless scenes and stuff early because they want to get you at your thinnest and you're like most bulked up, like you'll be.
That's also why, because at that level of like trimness, like a cupcake.
It's hard,
puts it off. Like the next day,
you won't have abs anymore, or your abs won't be as good as they were the next day. You don't have
that level of definition. Not to say that you won't have abs. You won't have that level of definition that you can get an like ultra close up and see. And it's one of those like where you sit down and you still have a 6-pack, or you like roll over on your side.
Yeah, fuck those fucking people.
You still have a 6-pack.
I don't know, like. I do like.
I like Taco Bell too much.
I like Taco Bell too much too, man, and some gummy worms and shit. Like that shit's too good. As you can tell, I haven't been doing my diet.
Keto can eat a dick.
Yeah, fuck keto. But I'm actually down weight. I just weighed myself earlier today, and I was down to 273.
Not bad.
That's not bad, right? Like I started at like 289 or somewhere around there. So
see.
I've been just doing like intermittent fat, like the fasting where I just don't eat until like 1 o'clock.
I think that,
and then I just try to eat less. I just don't eat as much.
Less, and just activity, like literally, if you would like take a walk around the neighborhood.
Dude, I've been working and fishing like every weekend. I've been out doing something pretty physical, and for the last like 2 or 3 weekends. So it's just walking and hiking and doing shit and like. So it all helps. Also, haven't been eating a lot of candy. Like I know we got some candy earlier, but this is the first time in a long time.
Talking about walking around. When we were in Seattle, we walked there was one day that we walked 5 miles, and like that was.
And when you're doing something like that, it's probably not that hard.
It was also, we had really good walking trails that didn't like walk you right next to a highway or like a super busy traffic way, so you didn't have to worry about cars constantly driving by and like getting blown over or like getting hit with a rock or anything. Like they had nice walking trails everywhere, and I thought if you walked 5 miles in Springfield, you could go see a lot of cool things, but we don't have any good walking trails like that. You'd be like walking down Campbell
pretty much,
and like that's not good.
There's like out like little biking trails and stuff like that, but they're like,
because a lot of the place, like they were relatively shaded.
It's hard to walk on those biking trails. I know people do, but like you got to watch for bikers because they'll just be flying on you.
Get bowled over.
Yeah. Well, what else you got, Greyson? Or are you like?
I don't got it and nothing else. Like
I did have something else. I know this is kind of out of order. I forgot to talk about it before Weekend Geek. Somebody, I never had this happen. So let me set the story up here, right? So I go into this. I started my new job. It's in downtown Springfield, and there's this place. It's called. I'm just gonna shout out the place. It's called the Rickshaw, and it's a little Chinese place. It's decent.
I fucking love that place.
It's good, right?
It's
yeah,
good.
but I forgot.
It's cash only.
I forgot it was cash only, and so I went in there and I was like, and I was ordered some. I just wanted some crab ragoons for lunch. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock. I took a late lunch, and I was gonna get some crab ragoons.
They got good crab ragoons.
Yeah, they're great. And I was like, oh, you guys are cash only. I was like, I only got like $2 cash. I was like, I'm sorry, I'll have to come back another time. And this guy who's the only other customer in there, he was like, hey, how much is he short? And he just goes, and they go, and she goes, it's $4.68 or something like that. And I almost did a terrible Asian accent. And I stopped myself. And then,
good job.
And then, but that's how legit this place is, though. It's like actual Asian people who run the restaurant. Like, here in Springfield, the Chinese is pretty good. Most of them aren't run by Asians. Like there's like, and I don't know why, but I feel like it's better food if it's cooked by
right. If they have a traditional menu,
yeah,
that's the thing. The Rickshaw does have a traditional Chinese menu.
Yeah, and it's like their crab ragoons are good, like because they're like traditionally made. They got a big piece of crab in them, and like and they're pretty good. And he just like the only other guy in there, and he just comes up and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Throws $5 up there," and he's like, "It's on me, man."
That's
he's
awesome.
Like, "Take it easy."
Also,
made my fucking day, dude. I was like, "Damn, this is."
I really like the Rickshaw. I get it because I work really close to that place as well. I get. Do you like spicy things?
Yeah. Get
their General Chicken extra spicy. It will burn a hole in your soul.
What is it like? The peppers? Is it like chili peppers?
It's like
they put in
it is. It's very good. So. When I ordered it, I think the dish already comes spicy. I didn't know I hadn't eaten there since high school. And so I ordered it one day at work. I'm like, hey, can I get that extra spicy? And you could tell they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with that. Like I'm asking.
Terrible Asian accent.
Yeah. I think they were like, we're going to make him regret this. We are going to make him regret making
like,
that
fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah, but it was so good, man. I was like sweating on my lunch break.
I love those like little red like chilies that they have.
Yeah,
but I hate the chili flake.
Yeah.
So if it's just a bunch of chili flake, I don't want it.
No, it is.
I want the little red chilies, like the little whole red chilies.
Right, because that's what I know exactly. Sometimes when you get extra spicy, they just sprinkle chili flakes all over. And the sauce itself is not spicy.
No.
They just have chili flakes.
Yeah.
No, this sauce was spicy.
Oh, okay.
Burnt a hole.
See, I wouldn't get that. I would just want the extra red chilies.
I do like some of the Thai places here in town. Whenever you get their stuff like with more spice, it comes with like a seasoning blend they put on it that's very good. It's not just red chili. It's like a bird's eye chili or something.
I gotcha. I haven't tried any of the Thai places. They have food review, critically acclaimed. I haven't tried any of the Thai places around here really. I used to go to Gym of India, but I think that COVID did them in. I don't
There's
think
another
there.
Indian place here. I'm not a huge.
Yeah, there's a couple of like Taj Mahal and stuff.
Everyday Thai over on Campbell.
Oh, is it pretty good?
It's really good.
Okay.
There's a bunch of different dishes they have that I don't think you can go wrong with many of them. I'm not huge into curry, so.
I'm not a big curry guy either, but I do love. There's
dishes.
this like chicken that I really like at Indian places. I don't know what it is, but it's
probably
like
butter chicken.
No, it's like red, and it's just like like a leg, like and you just eat like, and it's like bright red. It looks like it'd be really hot, but it's not. It's like sweet barbecue chicken. And it's really good. And then I also love just like naan and like just like dipping it and stuff, like, but I'm not a huge curry guy. I like my stuff like medium spicy, and I like spicy stuff, but I don't like the taste of curry.
You see, I'm not. The Thai has a huge variety of different curry. There's a yellow curry, a red curry, coconut. Like they have a bunch of different styles.
I know. Curries. I wish I knew more about it. I need to go to those places and sample more stuff.
I like Rama Thai as well. That's downtown.
So when you go to those places, do you order like a dish for yourself, or do you like just order a couple things and everybody just grabs a little bit?
That's
of that?
Usually how. Like if I'm going with a handful of people, like especially if I'm going on a work lunch, no, I'm just going to order one thing.
Just order you.
If I'm going with people that I know, like I was going out with you, I'd be like, yeah, you order something, I'll order something,
and we'll just like kind of, because I know they bring you like plates and stuff too. Exactly. So like it's not like it's like a weird thing.
The past couple times, this was before COVID, when I've went to Ramatai, we've been with like a group of like 7 or 8 people, And like, yeah, we get.
I think I've been to Ramatai. They have a really good drunken noodle there.
Yes, they do. It's downtown. It's like in a house.
Yeah, I have been there. Yeah, it's cool.
It's great.
Like a cool little environment.
They got really good duck there as well.
For people who's not from Springfield, Missouri, they do in Springfield, like the downtown area. Some of the restaurants and stuff are just houses. Like Ebbets Field is one of them. That used to be like, it was like really good.
It was built in like the 40s, like the old like 40s cottage style houses,
and it's really cool. They've just retroed them out and made them restaurants, and it still has kind of like a house vibe, but you can tell it is a restaurant like when you get inside.
They got a kitchen back there.
Yeah, they got like a full like like actual like industrial kitchen. Like
that's all on Walnut Street.
Yeah, it's like the old and like don't they call that historical Walnut?
Yeah, the Walnut Art Festival's there.
The art is that where Art Walk is?
Apple Cider Days, I think, is there. Cider Days. There's a few art festivals style events on Walnut Street that are a lot of fun every year.
I think they do an art walk. I don't know if they do that if they're going to do that back. I know COVID may have shut it down.
They had art walk this last Friday.
It's every other. It's like
First Friday.
First Friday. Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
it's pretty cool. I used to like to go in if I ever remembered it. Whenever
I actually went on Friday to go look at a coworker. She's an art teacher, so like she is in that business.
Very cool.
So I went and looked at her art.
Nice. I need to get out and do more stuff. COVID, like,
the world's coming back, man.
Yeah.
Springfield, like, we removed our mask mandate that we never had, and
yeah.
and everybody's back.
Well,
back
they
to
did
business.
have it, but they just weren't like gonna enforce it or anything. Like
today, I went to go get some bubble tea, and there were like 5-6 people online. Like I had to wait.
Dude, it's been busy everywhere that I've been lately. It seems like, I went to this place in Phillipsburg, Missouri. It's called Redmond's, and they got fudge and like all this stuff, and it's really close to where I grew up, and it's like a hole in the wall. Like my home address back home was a Phillipsburg address, and like it's just like this really small fucking town. Like it's super small.
World's biggest gift shop.
Redmond's? Yes, yeah. World's biggest gift shop. So like the gas station with all the like snacks and shit, completely fucking packed, dude. Like you could not get another fucking person there. I bet there's 100 fucking people in there, and then the parking lot across the street completely fucking full. Like so everybody's getting gas. Like I told Mom, I was like, there's like 400 or 500 people in this freaking place. Like this is crazy. Like there's not 400 or 500 people who live in Phillipsburg. Like there's barely like 200 people.
It's like right off the highway.
Right off I-44.
It's a good spot to stop and pee and.
That's what but gas. People were just like, dude, like loading up with the snacks, dude, buying like $15 worth of fudge.
They need to go
just
the
at
other
a drop at a freaking dime.
And go to Osceola Cheese. Go to the good one.
I haven't been there, honestly. Is it pretty good?
To Osceola Cheese? Yeah, it's on the way to KC from here. It's just like Osceola, Missouri, small little podunk town, and they had like a cheese factory store. They just make local cheese, and it's nice. Like stop.
I've heard of it, and I know that you can get like free samples and shit there.
Like everything has a free sample, but they do just some really good snack style foods. Like they make their own Funyun style thing. They make like these little like corn puffs that are really good. Any of their cheeses, meat sticks.
Okay. Have you ever done any of the wine things around here?
I haven't. There for a little while, my friend group wanted to do a tour of the St. James Winery.
Is that like around St. Louis or something?
And the intention was to get so drunk to be kicked out.
Oh, nice.
Because you can drink all that they will bring you.
Oh, really? It's free? Like, how much is it a tour?
I don't know how. It wasn't super. It was like
30 or 40 bucks.
Yeah, it wasn't very much, but
damn, that may be worth it.
Yeah.
Just like see if you can't get fucking blitz.
Some sweet fruit wines.
Like just like bring me I don't know, mix them all up, bring them to me.
Some strawberry wine, please.
So St. James, is it like the shitty fucking wine? I don't remember.
It's
I thought it was pretty good. I thought I've had it before.
St. James, they do lots of like fruit and sweet wines.
It's like a pussy wine. Like if you're like not really like a wine person, like you drink those.
I don't like dry wine.
It's like a soda. Like I'm gonna drink this. It's like
it's not like Mad Dog 2020. It's not like Mad Dog.
It's not like Boone's Farm.
Yeah, no, it's better. It's better than Boone's Farm.
I feel like I've had it before, but. Well, man, I think that's it for episode 23. What do you think, Greyson?
It was great to be back.
I'm glad you're back, man.
I was sad we didn't get to see Brandon, but
like I'm more glad that you're back, so I don't have to edit this one. I'm glad you're back because it'll be so much better, and I won't be so stressed out.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. Right. We'll get it up Wednesday. You can find us at Critically Unacclaimed on Facebook, at Unacclaimed Pod on Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter. You might get a pen if you do. You might if you
or
go
on
over
Instagram,
there.
Critically Unacclaimed.
Critically Unacclaimed on Instagram. Where else? Where else can you find us here, man? Like I don't even know.
Yeah, give us a follow on the Insta.
Yeah, Insta's cool. What there? I feel like we're leaving one out. I don't even remember. You can follow me at Untyler Hicks.
Podbean, of course.
Podbean.
our
That's
lovely host.
Anywhere you can find us. Like subscribe. We
Just
appreciate
give Critically
it.
Unacclaimed to Google, and it's probably going to be us.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Later on.
Straight from the mud like Ruby. Straight to the stud, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no disrespect, might put my hands on him. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet.
Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Hey, look. Came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she. Laying game like 2D. I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip. Black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead, right? Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for. Hitting the target I aim for. We been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty. Really, it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property. They come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight
Bill, I'm in
land.
the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'ma flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change